The idea for this episode, it started with my 21-year-old niece. She recently went to England for a summer program at Oxford. Oxford, y'all! We were so excited for her. She was so excited. Now, when she got back, she explained that parts of it were incredible. Yes, but there were also moments when she felt like people were looking down on her. In certain places within the school, in some local shops and restaurants, cafes, she couldn't always put her finger on the why. What was it? Was it racism? She is Vietnamese, Chinese, American. Was it class? Was it because she was American? I don't think the Europeans, they are not crazy about the Americans right now. And the political climate of our American politics right now, it can kind of suck. Was it cultural? Or maybe all of it. Truthfully, you don't know. But she knew when someone was trying to make sure that she didn't feel like she belonged. This conversation, it stuck with me. You know, I've spent more than 25 years working in retail and beauty here in Houston, in Sugar Land, Texas, some of the most diverse places in the country. On any given day, I can help people from all over the world. You learn that everyone communicates differently, shop differently. They just do things differently. So her experience, it brought me to retail. What is customer service like in other countries? Is it like that for a lot of people, especially inside luxury boutiques and famous department stores? If you walk into the same brand boutique in Houston or in London or Paris, Tokyo or Shanghai, will you get the same general customer service because it's the same brand? Welcome to another episode of Sorry, It's Discontinued, a podcast about the reality of retail, the people who keep it going, and the stores and brands we all love. I'm Hillary, and I am so glad you're here with me. Today, I want to talk about luxury customer service around the world. How are clients treated? How are associates treated? And can a company really create one standard of service, no matter where it is? Have a seat and let's get into it. Sorry. It's discontinued. When we think about luxury brands like your Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Dior, Hermes, Gucci, Prada, Cartier, Tiffany, we always think about consistency. You think about the logo, the packaging, the products, of course, the atmosphere. It's the most recognizable around the world with these brands. And many of them, they do belong to larger groups. Like LVMH includes Louis Vuitton, Dior, Fendi, Givenchy. Kering includes Gucci, Saint Laurent, Bottega Veneta. Richemont owns houses such as Cartier and Van Cleef and Arpels. These companies can create global training around the products, around product knowledge, around uniform consistency, teach about packaging, the clienteling aspects and goals. And they can, of course, drive sales goals and have goals for their teams. But you can't completely standardize people. The associate helping you is local. Their manager, the clients, cultural expectations, all of that is local. So even here at home, two stores owned by the same company can even feel completely different because one manager builds a supportive team and another might create competition and tension, stress. Those stores might only be a few miles apart, but they lead very different styles and teams. Now, imagine adding different countries and then different languages, different labor laws and ideas about what good manners look like. The company may write the training manual, but the people inside the store, The people who work there, they're the ones who bring it to life. I want to start with what I know. So here in America, especially in Texas, we tend to be warm. Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome in. We are very conversational. We smile. We introduce ourselves. We are taught to introduce. Hi, I'm Hillary. What's your name? Like we've been best friends forever. And we may find a small personal connection before we've even discussed the product. Man, those shoes are cute. You look so good. Are you going out? What's happening? I love your outfit. Heck, I am smiling and talking to people if I'm in the mood and I'm not tired. But even when I am off and I'm at the grocery store, I used to never do that. But being in retail in Texas for so long, do you do that? It's kind of annoying. Drives my kids crazy. I've just been in retail too long. But in beauty, we are taught to turn a sale into a relationship. You don't just sell someone a fragrance. You remember the details of what's happening in their life. Their daughter's graduating or their husband loves sandalwood. You know to call when something new is being launched. Those are the connections that we are taught to create. We want to create. And that's what I love about retail and what we do. But Houston, it adds another layer because it's so international. So you do have to read the room. You have to recognize when clients want to talk or if they want space. Some might want everything explained in detail, all of the stories. Some want you to take charge and tell them what to buy. Make it easier for them. They don't want to think about anything. You learn to read the person in front of you. And treating people equally, it doesn't always mean treating everyone exactly the same. You are offering everyone the same respect while paying attention to what their needs are and what makes them comfortable. But American friendliness, of course, it does have the other side in retail, because that smile, we are programmed and set to display at all times. It is connected to sales, commission, of course, secret shops, your reviews, your sales goal, or a fear of getting a complaint because your manager is watching you. You never know what an associate that is helping you, what they are silently dealing with and making their numbers or losing a sale, that stress, what is happening behind the scenes. So warm customer service, even in America, it doesn't always mean the associate is being treated warmly behind the scenes. Even in friendly old America. Now, England brings us back to my niece. London, home to Harrods, Selfridges, Liberty London, and luxury boutiques along Bond Street. Your British luxury service. It's often described as polished, discreet. An associate, they may be attentive without becoming immediately familiar. Compared with American service, the client is probably given more space. Doesn't automatically mean that that associate is cold or rude, but privacy and restraint, it's their way of showing respect. Or maybe they just don't really want to help you. I mean, that could be it too. But that is also why an experience can be very difficult to read. Now, my niece wasn't only passing through as a tourist. She was there to learn and participate at Oxford. Oxford, y'all. Yet, in some settings, she just felt like people were looking down at her. I wasn't there, so I can't say, what every uncomfortable interaction was. Was it racism or classism or her being an American? But What she felt was absolutely real. And sometimes cultural reserve, it can feel like rejection, especially when you're used to coming from a warmer environment. And sometimes prejudice is just prejudice. It really is. The person experiencing it, they may be left wondering, was it my race, my accent, or my age? But class is a big part of this conversation in England. Accent, education, clothing, and manners, it can absolutely affect how someone is perceived. Not only can that influence customers, but it also affects the associates and the employees. Who is polished enough to stand in the front of the store? Who gets the wealthiest clients? And who is seen as management material? Now, the UK has laws against workplace discrimination. Come on, a law can't catch every assumption, every look, or every way someone is made to feel small. So let's hop on over to France. I mean, I do want to go to England, and I most definitely want to go to France. Though I have heard that it's not always super friendly. Some people have loved it. Always depends on the person. But this place, the birthplace of Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Dior, Hermes, Paris is also home to Le Bon Marché. Yes, I'm saying it correctly this time. Le Bon Marché. Galeries Lafayette and Printemps. Luxury there is deeply connected to history and craft and representing the house. An associate may see themselves not simply as waiting on a customer, but sharing generations of knowledge and tradition. And the service, it can feel more formal than it does in America. Even saying hello when you enter a store or a shop, it matters. An American shopper might wonder why an associate isn't smiling or approaching more quickly. Why are they still over there and I just came in? Meanwhile, the French associate may wonder why this person just came into the store and they never said hello. Neither person is necessarily being rude or trying to be rude. They may simply have different definitions of politeness. So France also has stronger protections involving working hours and employee rights more than many American retail workers are used to. Like guaranteed under federal law in France, you get 5 weeks of paid vacation, a 35-hour standard work week. I mean, that sounds magical. Formal employee representation, stronger procedures around termination, a lot of positives. Of course, that does not mean that every French retail job is wonderful, but employees have more legal protection around their time and employment. Now, associates, of course, they still have to deal with sales pressure and appearance standards and demanding customers and difficult managers. And of course, discrimination still exists. A beautiful store and a beautiful company statement, it does not always reveal what it's like to work or even shop there every day. You just don't know. You don't know what it's like in the other person's shoes, even in France. Now, Japan is often praised for extraordinary service. Whether you're inside an international boutique or a department store, whether you are inside an international boutique or a department store, such as Isetan, Mitsukoshi, or Takashimaya, or I sound so dumb. Or Hankyu, Haiku, haiku, haiku. Who are inside an international boutique or department store, such as Isetan, Mitsukoshi, or Takashimaya, or Hankyu. The word omotenashi, it's often connected to Japan's beautiful hospitality, the Japanese hospitality, the idea of thoughtfully caring for a guest and anticipating what they might need. You see it in the details, the greeting, careful wrapping, how a product is handled, or the associate walking you to the door. Even a small purchase, it can feel special. And as a retail person, I love those details. I love those moments. We talk about it. It's the experience. And dang, the Japanese, they know how to create an experience. You have to also consider, though, what that level of service, what does it ask of the employee that works in these boutiques and stores? They have to stay calm, gracious, composed during every interaction. That can be extremely emotional work, emotional labor, especially in a culture that values harmony and hierarchy. It may be difficult for an employee to question a manager, confront a rude client, or say that they're even just tired and overwhelmed. Japan has had serious conversations about overwork and harassment from managers and customers. And sometimes the beautiful service a customer sees, it has a cost. A foreign employee or a customer who doesn't speak Japanese may also experience the store differently from someone who understands every custom and social cue. Wonderful service and bias, it can absolutely exist in the same place. It doesn't cancel out the other. You know what I mean? Now let's move to China. China is one of the world's most important luxury markets. It has brands such as Louis Vuitton, of course, and Chanel, Dior, Gucci, Hermes, all serving clients in major cities, including Beijing and Shanghai. One major difference is how far the associate-client relationship can extend beyond the store. Through WeChat, an associate may show clients the new arrivals and send pictures, recommend gifts, arrange private appointments, or announce hard-to-find pieces that have arrived. That associate can be a stylist, personal shopper, a direct connection to the brand, sometimes long after the store has closed. Basically, they are at the beck and call of their customers. And that, of course, wonderful personal customer service, but man, that pressure to remain constantly available, that be exhausting. Now, culture, the VIP or VIC, very important customer, that culture is very powerful. Top clients, they may receive private rooms and early access and special events. VIP treatment exists everywhere in luxury, but it raises an important question. When attention is tied so closely to spending, how do you make sure everyone else still feels respected? But associates can face strong hierarchies, demanding sales goals and bias involving their social status, their skin tone, ethnicity, or whether someone looks wealthy enough to even be taken seriously. And of course, that problem is not unique to China. Luxury retail everywhere can confuse appearance with value. Now, before I continue, I want to acknowledge, of course, everything that I am talking about right now. I am a white woman who benefits from white privilege. I don't personally know what it feels like to experience racism. I can listen, I try to learn, I share what I've witnessed during my years in retail. I also don't want the fear of saying the wrong thing to keep me from discussing something that affects customers and associates, the people I love, including my friends, my colleagues, my own multiracial family. I'm approaching this conversation with care, knowing I still have so much to learn. So all of that said, is racism common in luxury retail around the world? Racism and discrimination exists in every region we have discussed. But I don't think it would be fair to label an entire country based on a few stories or videos or history, which doesn't help. But we also don't have one perfect study comparing racism inside luxury stores country by country. But what we do have are patterns we can't ignore. A customer may be ignored, followed, or watched more closely because of race. Someone may be judged by their accent, head covering, or age, their disability, and of course, clothing. Service may suddenly become warmer after an associate. They realize how much the person intends to spend. Employees, of course, experience the other side of it. Who gets hired for the most visible counter? Who is told their natural hair isn't polished? Who receives the wealthy regular customer and the commission attached to that sale? Who gets promoted? And what happens when a high-spending client says something racist to an associate? Does the manager protect the employee? Or does everyone just look away because that client has money and is spending money? Sometimes discrimination, it hides inside the words that sound harmless, like elegant, sophisticated, the right image or the right fit. There's also a fine line. And an annual diversity video sometimes is not enough. Employees need real support, clear expectations, and managers who will do the right thing even when it could cost the store a sale. Of course, it's easy for a company to talk about its values when those values, they don't cost anything. Now, after looking at all of this, I keep coming back to 4 things. First, number 1, respect, it's universal, no matter where you go. It just doesn't always look the same. Warm conversation, it might feel respectful in Houston, but privacy in London, that might be more respected. Formality may matter more in Paris. And then precision, of course, is very important in Tokyo. And digital communication is the thing expected in China. Now, 2, spending should never determine someone's basic human value. Luxury stores will always have VIP clients, but every person who enters their stores and boutiques should be acknowledged and treated with kindness and dignity. Third, protect associates from abuse. Luxury should never mean that someone with money is allowed to humiliate an employee. Ever. And finally, listening to the local associates, the people who are working in the store, who are behind the counter. They know which company rules that are helpful and create a beautiful experience. But they also know the rules that can create an awkward and outdated and disconnected culture. Global consistency. It shouldn't require local employees to stay silent. The local employees are the ones that you should be connecting to. and listening to. I don't think there is one perfect country for customer service. I don't. And I do think Houston can teach warmth and flexibility and how to serve a community made up of people from all over the world. But every culture has something beautiful to offer. Every retail system, of course, though, has its blind spots. Maybe service, it doesn't need to feel identical around the world. The real goal is for everyone to feel welcomed and at least feel respected and maybe a bit equal. Not every customer wants to be approached in the same way, but no one should feel invisible, and no associate should ever have to give up their dignity to deliver luxury. Now, have you ever worked or shopped in another country? Did you feel like the service was different? Was it better? Was it worse? Did you feel welcomed, confused, impressed, or uncomfortable? And what can we learn as a retail community and how to do it better? And what can we tell the companies that we work for, how they could do it better? Before we go today, it is time that we take a break from this really loaded conversation that we had to talk about. I really had to talk about it, y'all. I really want to highlight my discontinued product of the week. So we have been talking about global luxury, and one of my favorite brands, especially, being a French brand, Lancome. I love Lancome, y'all. They have such fun color. Their skincare is beautiful. I love their fragrances. Now, they had a really beautiful foundation. Their Skin Feels Good Nourishing Foundation. It was like a tinted moisturizer, really lightweight, oil-free. Unfortunately, they just don't have it anymore, but people are still asking for it and asking Lancome to bring it back, especially skin that is, older like mine and dry because you like hydration and blah, blah, blah. But now they have the Skin Idol 3 serum in Super Tint. It is very lightweight, but it's buildable coverage and it has a beautiful finish. It does not have the SPF like the other foundation had. And of course, it's not going to be exactly the same, but it is really beautiful. And it is something that you can try and even just visit a counter and maybe you can get a sample. It's really beautiful. I think you should try it. The sunscreen that I like to use, I use it every day. When I was at Sephora freelancing, I found it. It's Sincerely Yours is the name of the brand, and it's called Sunny Side Up. It's kind of cute, but it's a mineral sunscreen. It's SPF 30, and I use it when I walk. I use it under my makeup. I really like it because it has zinc, and so it doesn't add to my breakouts because I still break out even at 51, but it's all right. But yeah, so go check out their new, I think it's been around for a bit, but Skin Idol 3 Serum Super Tint. I think you might like it as a tinted moisturizer. You just need to use an SPF with it. So, but I appreciate you guys so much for sitting with me today and my little global customer service rant fest, because I really just want to talk about that stuff, And I hope that you are going to do something amazing for yourself today. Maybe go for a little walk when it's a little bit cooler tonight or in the morning. But when you're walking, look at all of the little lizards that are around right now. It is so cool. They're so cute. The little anole lizards. Oh my God, I love them so much. And I love walking by the lakes and you see the turtles. Anyway, it gives me a sense of peace when I get to stop and look at them. They're just so sweet. And I appreciate how spectacular they are. Just notice the little things. And when you're doing it, notice how amazing you are. You are beautiful. Love on yourself. I appreciate and love you. So Don't forget to shop in your local stores, support your favorite associates, and smile whether you are behind the counter or in front of it. And I'll see you next time. All right. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to Sorry, It's Discontinued, the podcast that brings you the reality of retail and the people, brands, stores, and products we all love. If you enjoyed today's episode, hit follow, leave a review, or share it with a fellow retail warrior. You can always connect with me or support the show at sorryitsdiscontinued.com or buymeacoffee.com/sorrypodcast. Now, this podcast is independently produced and not sponsored by any brand, company, or organization. All views, opinions, and personal stories shared are their own and do not represent any retailer or brand mentioned. Brand names, product references, and service mentions are included for storytelling and commentary purposes only. But I thank you so much for sitting with me today. And remember, continue to shop in store, support your local stores and your local sales associates. You can even call them and order. It's amazing. And every visit helps keep these stores open so we can all continue enjoying real in-person retail therapy. And I'll see you next time. I appreciate you so much. Bye. Sorry. It's discontinued.